Hello, and welcome back to Self-Love Synergy. This is like my third time trying to record this video. Okay, let's see, third time's a charm. I was actually talking for like 10 or 15 minutes, and I looked and it wasn't even recording. That was the second time. The first time I was recording, then it ran out of charge, and then all of a sudden I had lipstick on my teeth and I had to stop it because for some reason I don't know how to work this phone properly. It's an iPhone, but I don't know how to stop and pause and then, start recording again in the same recording. Once it stops, it stops. And then I don't really know how to edit videos, so if I make a mess or if I make a mistake, then I got to start all over again. Anyway, let me start all over again. Oh, wow, it's been a while since I talked. Do I even want to talk? That's the thing, I'm very shy because what I want to speak about is love. It's personal, and I don't want to offend anybody, so I feel like I have to speak on my lessons in life. So I'm like the guinea pig, and I have to tell people all of my my good and bad and ugly personality traits about myself, only so that we can all, understand, and it would help all of us. Okay, so I've been away so long because when I started this channel a few months ago, I said that it was because I was going through a breakup, and I just was getting so angry that I decided, okay, let me talk about my spiritual awakening, because my spiritual awakening is all about love. And so I figured if I could get my mind on something else and not on him, then that's going to be a good thing. And indeed, it was. And I started feeling better about myself. And because I am making these videos, I have to look a little, better or whatever. I got to get myself together. So it was helping me to get up every morning and get myself together and start to feel good. And it clears my mind, because when I'm speaking to you on certain things, I'm learning things too. Like what I learned from my first few videos was so much the importance of the ego, like in how the ego is involved, is a key factor in our life, like big time, because the ego is our personal identification. I didn't know that. It's who we think we are and who we want other people to think we are. Yes. Anyway, but okay. Let me try to speak what I was speaking in the other videos. I'm doing it all, just from the top of my head. So I got some things written down, but there's no rhyme or reason. I just want to talk. Just feel free to talk, and then maybe I'll get better and better and better at it. So, but okay, I was given too much information anyway, so maybe this is supposed to be this way, my third time, the charm. So let me just focus on the ego, I guess. Again, the ego, and what I've been going through with my ex. Apparently, see, I didn't know anything about relationships or anything like that while I was in a relationship with him. I just thought that love was supposed to be, two people are just supposed to be nice to one another and get along and build, and that's about it, Actually, when I was first, my childhood beliefs was, Cinderella, Prince Charming, kind of thing. Like I was going to grow up and there's going to be a Prince Charming, and he was just going to love me and just going to, hold my doors open and, I don't know, treat me like a queen and spoil me sweet and just tell me that he loves me all the time and I'm the one and only one and I was his world. I was dreaming, and I just knew I was going to find me a man like that. However, and I think I did. My men that I did pick, they were good men. But there was something wrong with me. And what I thought was wrong with me is that I blew up a lot. I yelled and I screamed a lot. I was a perfectionist. I was taking life too serious. But I didn't think that was the things wrong with me. I thought it was my yelling and my screaming and my judgment, sort of. I end up thinking that my judgment of others was wrong when I got older, because I truly understood that it was stemming from me judging myself. And so it was my judgment on myself that I was projecting on others. But I didn't know how to stop it, because I grew up religious and with an immature understanding of religion and God. You could end up judging people instead of loving them, because I end up understanding too, like, this spiritual awakening was happening my whole life. Like, I only think that I'm aware of it for the last 15 years, but it really was happening throughout my whole life, because I remember there was a time where I realized that control is not love. And that is what I was doing in my relationships. I was trying to control the men in my relationships. I was trying to make them to be like my father. And they weren't my father. I did not recognize a man for who he was. I only had an image of him, of who I wanted him to be. And then I judged him because he wasn't that man. And I would make the man feel bad. But I didn't think I was being wrong. I thought that I was being righteous for some reason. Like, I thought I was trying to build him into a divine masculine. And if you listen to what I'm saying, you're going to be a divine masculine. So what's the problem? How come you're not listening to me? I'm the divine feminine, But none of that was true, because I had low self-esteem. Anyway, so why am I saying all of this? But I'm saying all of this because I now know some things about relationships and about men and how they operate a bit. And my ex, he would be considered an avoidant. He had this trait about him that he would run away every time when I got loud, and probably started to judge him too much. He would run away. He didn't sit there and argue with me. He didn't like to argue. He didn't call me names. He didn't want to control me or anything. He just left. And when he left, I would think he didn't love me, because he left. Like, you're supposed to come and just talk me down. I just wanted a man who's mature enough to be able to see me when I'm blowing up and just hold me and say, baby, don't worry, you're thinking wrong. Here's the correct way. Here's the right thoughts to think. I love you. I'm not going anywhere. However, my ex, he would leave, and he would leave for a long time, and I wouldn't know if he was coming back. I would thought that was the last time. Like, what is this? And he would do this for years and years and years, and I got used to it, and it's like abusive. But I thought it was my victim state, because I didn't know if he loved me or not. However, I recently come to understand that is who he is. That is how he copes. That's how he deals with stuff. He compartmentalizes. I hope that's a word. Whereas when he's with me, he's a certain way. He's feeling the family way, the love and the family, the peace, the security, the stableness. Then when he goes away, he goes to his other life, and he shuts this life off, and he goes into his other life, which is like other things, not family, like how it is here. And so it isn't that his actions has nothing to do with my worth, has nothing to do if I'm lovable or not. This is the way that he copes. This is his coping skills. And I didn't, earlier on when I was growing up, like I was saying before, when I thought I was going to have a Prince Charming and, it was all about me, I didn't think that men had emotions or I knew that they had emotions, but you know, they would say, don't cry, men don't cry. Like, men didn't really show their emotions. I had a lot of uncles, and they just went to work, and they were good providers. They didn't get emotional or anything like that. So I wasn't thinking on a man's emotions. However, men do have emotions. And, you know, the olden days, maybe emotions weren't that important, but today's man, emotions are important. So how I respond to his behavior is important, because it will trigger certain emotions in him. If I respond angry, if I respond upset, you know, attacking him, that's coming too toxic towards him. That's coming masculine towards him, really. And it doesn't make him feel like it's good love. And so he's going to run away again. Anyway, I started learning something, you know, and I started realizing that I need to go back to when I came to understand that love is not control. Love is the freedom to allow another person to be who they are. Also, in my understanding, as love is energy, love is living one vibrational energy with all and for all. So with those understandings, for me, that's saying there's no judgment. There's no room for judgment in here. There's no room for you to be upset over his actions, because they don't affect your worth. They don't say anything about yourself. They only say something about him. And another thing is, don't try to fix people. Like me, because that's another thing that I learned with him, is that as an avoidant, some of them, probably all of them, the majority of them, they don't want to be fixed. They don't want you to tell them what they're doing wrong and this and that. And so that was another thing with me, is I'd always try to fix everybody and everything. And when you love someone, you don't try to fix them. You love who they are, you accept who they are, and you love who they are. And the real truth is, you help them love themselves. And how you do that is by how you react to them. You know, you react always in a loving, forgiving, compassionate, understanding, kind way. Even when they're making you upset. Even when you're feeling so heartbroken. And remember this when you're feeling heartbroken too. It's not the person that's doing that to you. It truly is your thoughts around their behaviors is what's doing that to you. You know, because some people, like when the ex, he goes away. Like, he came around me and he spent a couple of days with me, and it was wonderful. It was wonderful, beautiful. In the end, kind of messed up a little bit. I got a little upset. Not proud of that, but you know, it wasn't too bad. The majority of the time, it was very nice. We were very respectful to each other. We were very helpful with each other. We just remembered how much we loved each other, and we enjoyed each other's company. So it was beautiful. And I thought it was the beginning of something brand new, and that we could actually work on it if we're willing to be committed and loyal to each other. However, I don't know, he went back to wherever, you know, his other life. And so I felt hurt. You know, I'm like, man, he does this so many times that I'm starting to think he don't like me, you know, to keep on going back to another woman. And I felt hurt, and I felt sad, and I wanted to cry, and I got upset. And then I wanted to text him. But then I remembered, wait a minute. No. He's free to do whatever he wants. I don't own him. He's not my possession. I can't control him. I cannot change him. He will do what he will do. I can only give him space to do it. I can only give him the freedom to do it. And so I'm not going to text. I'm just going to give him the freedom to do it. And understand that his actions do not dictate who I am. His actions do not validate who I am. His actions are not anything to do with who I am. So his actions shouldn't matter to me. And I don't know, it gave me lots of peace. And when I understand even deeper, like, to truly know that, like really know that, like, this is where God comes in. Because when you know that you are loved and chosen and worthy through God, then that's the kind of self-concept you need at all times for to have healthy relationships. You need to know that you are worthy, you are loved, and you are loved and worthy and appreciated and chosen at all times. At all times. Even if it means you have to do it yourself. If another person isn't doing it, that you want them to do it, you do it for yourself. So that you always are loved, you're always worthy, and you're always chosen. If you don't believe, or if you believe in God, you know that through God. If you don't believe in God, then know it through yourself, because that self concept is very important. It allows you to give others freedom to be who they are, to do whatever they need to do, to learn their lessons their way, and to give them space that if they want to come back to you, they can. And they don't have to feel afraid or scared. They can feel safe with you. Yeah. Anyway, I don't know if this video, how much sense this video is making. I don't know how long it is, not too long. But I hope you got something out of it, you know. And I just want to put a video out here. You know, I gotta get more consistent with it, you know. I'll talk more about why it's been taking me so long, because there's been things going on in my life. And if I discuss them with you, then maybe they'll help you out too. So I hope you learned something today. Again, I don't even know what I really said, because I made the other two videos earlier. But I hope that I got the point across that self-concept is so important. And always remember that you are loved, you are worthy, and you are chosen at all times. Even when you don't feel it, put your hand over your heart. Take a deep breath in. Say, I am loved. Hold it. Say, I am worthy. And exhale it out and say, I am chosen. Get it in you. Feel it. Feel it. Know it. Even if, you know, the man or woman of your love, of your life isn't choosing you, that's okay, because you are choosing yourself. And it's safe to choose yourself. And it's exciting to choose yourself, because you can mold yourself, you can sculpt yourself, you can develop yourself, you can feel whatever you like to feel for yourself. You can do so many wonderful things with choosing yourself. It's a beautiful thing. When you're with another person, you have to deal with their emotions and their behaviors, and you know, it could become distracting, and you could lose yourself. And you could unchoose yourself, choosing somebody else. And then who's taking care of you? You know? We got to make sure that we do choose ourselves. Even now that I'm thinking and speaking on it, even when we're in our relationships with our partner, maybe it'll be a good idea every day to just always remind yourself, I am worthy, I am lovable, and I am chosen. I'm double chosen if you're in a relationship, because you know that you choose yourself, and someone else chose you too, or chose to be with you anyway. But what you really have to do is help your partner, help them choose themselves too. It's important. It's very important. It will bring so much healing in this world if all of us did that and all of us understood this. It would help us, and it would help our partners. It would help everyone who we love. Yeah, so I think that's all for today. I hope that you enjoyed this video, and I will be posting more, and I will be getting better and better. And my mission is to convince you of this truth. And I know I will. I am, because it's true. It's absolutely true. And I'm going to break it down to you in so many different ways that you won't be able to deny it. The only thing you're going to be able to do is hold your hand over your heart, take a inhale in, hold it, and then breathe out and say these affirmations over and over and over again until you believe it. And then through that, you're going to create the life of your dreams. Yep. That's what's going down, all for free. All you got to do is keep watching, hit like to help my videos, get out there into the algorithm, because I want to help everybody, and hit subscribe, please. That will be your gratitude for me if you were to hit like and subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. Okay, you have a great day. And guess what? If you have a great day, I'm gonna have one too.